Hi everyone, this is still Ms. Singler. This is still the Motions of the Sun simulator, and I'm still trying to show you guys how the sun moves across the sky during different parts of the year. So if you notice, the diagram is still set to March 21st, and it's still noon at this point. What I want to show you guys is what happens as we move from March 21st, which you know is the vernal equinox, as we move to June 21st, which is yes, you should know, it is the summer solstice. So I'm going to watch the circle that the sun is on, the yellow one, as we move closer to June 21st. I'm going to type it in because this is my fourth time recording this and I don't have the patience anymore. So here we go. June 21st at noon. If you notice, this blue line is where our sun's path is during the equinox. So during the equinoxes, the sun rises exactly east and sets exactly west. If you notice, our circle is now in the northern hemisphere here. So, the northern sky. So what you guys are going to see is as we move the sun is actually going to rise now in the northeast and it's going to set in the northwest. This is going to have an effect on our temperature through the year, and it's also going to affect things like shadow and the amount of sunlight we get. So I'm going to go back in time on this diagram at least, and I'm going to show you nighttime to start with. So starting with, it is now nighttime, 4:22 a.m. during the summer on June 21st. So a couple things I want you to pick up on as I move this closer to sunrise. Sun's altitude is, sun is rising now. Okay, so the sun's rising. You can see the sky starts to get a little bit lighter. The sun starts to rise at about 4:30 a.m. This is 4:30 a.m. standard time. In New York City, the sun rises at 5:30 a.m. That is because of daylight savings time. So everywhere else in the world at 42 degrees north latitude, the sun is going to rise at 4:30 a.m., but because the United States has daylight savings, for us it is 5:30 a.m. So I want you guys to watch as I start to make the sun rise a little bit more. Watch this stick person over here and look for their shadow. Let me actually orient this a little bit so you can check out their shadow. So as the sun starts to rise, I want you to watch as we see their shadow up here. There it is. It's a little bit faint. So if you notice, their shadow is super long. But not only is their shadow super long, if you notice, as the sun's rising in the northeast, their shadow points to the southwest. As the sun continues to rise, I'm going to actually go forward by a few hours now. As the sun starts to rise, that position of the shadow starts to change and the length of the shadow starts to change. So notice the shadow always points in the opposite direction of where the sun is in the sky, which should make sense. So once the sun is at noon in the sky, notice a couple things. At solar noon on this day, the sun's altitude is at about 71.4 degrees above the horizon. That means if you're standing in the middle of the field, still socially distancing yourself in June, hopefully it doesn't come to that, but if you're still doing that in June, you got to look up 71.4 degrees off the horizon to see the sun in the sky. So with this higher altitude of the sun, we get more direct insolation. Oops, I didn't mean to move that. We get more direct insolation, so that means that the temperatures are going to be higher, so we're going to receive more light, we're going to heat up more, and then the other thing is that because these arcs are longer, we have more daylight hours. So we have more time to absorb all this sunlight, and we have more intense sunlight being received. So that's why summers are warmer. So let's go forward, moving on from noon. Real quick, I forgot to make sure you see the noon time sun is in the southern sky, and our shadow points north. I got like 20 seconds to finish this. Okay, scooting forward to the end of our day, the sun sets. The sun sets in the northwest, and as we reach there, our shadow points to the southeast. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I got like 5 seconds to sign off, and I hope just replay this if you need help.